Two. Okay.
Hello, this is Hugo Dart with the BRAZ-TESOL Intercultural Language Education, SIG, and I'm here with Professor John Shackleton, who has just delivered a wonderful plenary session in our conference in Goiânia. Thank you so much for
My pleasure.
your talk here. And I just have a couple of questions for you. In the Intercultural Language Education SIG, we are always thinking about how connecting with other cultures and understanding other cultures can enhance what teachers do and how we bring to students the English language and the knowledge about the world as a whole. Do you see that? I mean, your focus was, of course, on teacher education and teacher training. Do you see that that has perhaps incorporated more elements of an intercultural perspective? Is, I wonder, the evolution of technology making that easier? Is that becoming more relevant in some way?
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing we often say is that the world is getting much smaller. So, and one of the contributing factors to it getting much smaller is to do with technology and the ease which we can talk and communicate with people from different cultures. And in order to be successful in that, then clearly, and I think it's got to be a focus of what happens in the classroom as well as a focus on what happens in the training of the teachers, on how to be successful in that intercultural space, is desperately important. What's it about? Well, on one very simple level, I suppose, it's about a general kind of empathy, first of all, to people who are different from yourself, I think, in a very simple terms. And I think that's important because it's from that empathy that the kind of some of the skills that you need to function successfully across cultures flow. So one of the things that I remember watching a video once of a Japanese person and somebody from the US talking to each other, and this idea of space. So how I feel very uncomfortable in this place. So what I'm saying about empathy is that I can understand that maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's not such a good thing. So my skills, therefore, behaviour, flows from that. So basic thing about empathy and respect, I'd say, fundamentally.
I see. And when it comes to teacher education, would you say that comes more from observation? Are there new tools that teachers can make use of?
Yeah, I mean, clearly observing what happens is a very useful thing, of course, and there's a place for that. But no, I think it should be something which is deliberately attended to in the classroom so that learners themselves are well equipped to function successfully in our ever decreasing global village. And I think therefore if it's something that needs to happen directly in the classroom, there's focus on it in the classroom, then clearly teachers need to be able to know how to do it, and then that's where professional development comes in. And I think there are lots of tools available, resources that will help teachers to develop that kind of understanding, but also techniques and strategies and skills, to make communication in business, for example, flow smoothly. Yeah. I'm not sure entirely if is that the focus of what your SIG is about?
Yes, well, it is very broad. I mean, we aim at making sure that students can develop their intercultural communicative competence, and teachers are more equipped to do that, to foster that competence. And we look at the state in which things are today as there are more tools at our disposal because of technology, because of how easier it is for people to communicate with each other. So, but of course, that needs to start, as you so eloquently put it, with the teacher, making that a priority, right?
I think so, and I think it's not that, the curriculum should be totally dedicated to developing intercultural competence, but I do think that it's an area that doesn't really have the kind of attention that it needs paid to it. And I'd like to think really, in learning outcomes, for example, for the end of school, included in your 21st century skills toolkit, that includes your ability to be globally mobile, globally successful, successful across cultures, successful within cultures. It's not necessarily about cross borders, but it's about dealing with people who come from a different culture who live down the road. So it's not just about borders. So I'd like to see a bigger kind of focus on that objective, as well as having time to meet those objectives.
Of course. I thank you so much for your time. You've been so generous and we really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, take care.